guys, it's Bro You Whack, and we are finally doing the top 5 best Mythic skins in Overwatch 2. In my honest opinion, I think Mythic skins were one of the best additions to Overwatch 2. Now that's not saying much because, well, what was really added to Overwatch 2? I really do mean it. I truly feel like Mythic skins are some of the best cosmetics that we've seen in video game history just because of how creative and well done all of them are. You have so many options to really make the Mythic skin your own, from all the amazing colors, an armor set, different weapons, and a variety of heroes over its past 6 seasons. So I figured today, before Season 7 comes out, let us rank all of the first year Mythic skins in Overwatch 2. And as always, comment down below what your favorite Mythic skin was from this first year. Starting off our list at number 5 is the most experimental Mythic skin that we're probably ever gonna get, which is Ana's A7000 War God skin. Man, the Season 6 skins were just so weird when it came to their naming schemes. And none were more weird than the Season 6 Mythic skin where they transformed Ana into an Omnic Sniper Robot Girl. Can robots even have genders? Look, I understand that the history of Ana skins have been all over the place because she could be a pirate, she could be a mummy, she could be a ghoul, she could be a literal sniper with a Barrett 50 cal. So it would make sense to give her the most experimental skin of all time, but I feel like they transformed her just a little bit too much. See, with Mythic skins, it's a step above legendary skins, and they always have to do some sort of crazy design and have different armor sets. But the problem with the Ana Mythic skin is that they transformed her way too much and steered her away from her classic design and silhouette that we've all come to know and love. She just looks like a generic robot sniper that you would see possibly in a training range in a different video game. That's not to say that the Ana Mythic skin looks awful, it's just not my favorite Mythic skin. And even Ana mains can even agree that this isn't really one of their favorite Ana skins just because, well, it doesn't really look like Ana. With all 3 of the armor sets, you have this plain face robot for the default one, and then you have the spider-like armor sets, and then the third set is probably the closest that we ever get to an Ana looking robot, where they have some grandma hair and one of her eyes on the side, but it looks very weird and creepy. But that's the appeal of Ana skins, is that sometimes they are weird and creepy. I don't know, I just feel like they kind of missed it for my taste of what I expect for a Mythic skin. But when we get to the 4th spot and here on out are gonna be all great Mythic skins that could easily be number 1, but Tracer Adventurer is gonna claim the 4th spot. It would only be a matter of time before the cover art girl for Overwatch would receive her Mythic skin, and what better skin than to give her a Dungeons and Dragons themed skin where she goes off on adventure, hence the name Adventurer. This is just an adorable skin for an adorable hero that really plays into the idea of leveling up your character, since this was a Dungeons and Dragons theme. See, in the Battle Pass, they had different armor sets for Adventurer Tracer unlocked at different tiers. The first armor set looks like the most basic armor that you get at level 1 when you first start off in like Skyrim or something, and then at level 2 you get a little Lynx hood with a fire color scheme, and then at tier 3 you get a full knight in shiny armor set. But one of my favorite details about these different armor sets is actually the level progression of the jewel within her chest, where the first set you have just a normal stone, the second set it starts to light up a little bit, and then at the 3rd tier you have it all waving and glistening, and it looks cute, man. Plus on top of the armor set you have great weapons, except for the 1st tier. The 1st tier has got to be my least favorite looking guns out of all Mythic skins, not because of how they necessarily look, but because they block so much of the screen that I'm forced to use the 2nd and 3rd tier with like the star and the wing set. But luckily we have 2 great looking guns with some pretty good looking colors. They're not my favorite colors out of all the Mythic skins, but the teal one is probably my favorite to use with the knight in shiny armor, because I love the white and teal going with the wings on the gun. It's just, oh, it's so good and so clean. But overall, this is just a solid Mythic skin for Tracer with not a lot of experimental designs applied to it, besides maybe the sound effects, which is something that I really didn't talk about with Ana. But whenever you blink or you recall, but especially when you throw your pulse bomb, has almost this sparkle-like sound effect that just sounds so satisfying whenever it happens. But coming in the middle of our list is one that could easily be number 1, because in my opinion, it is number 1, but this is Kiriko's Amaterasu Mythic skin. One thing that I really appreciate the animators taking the extra step to do is to animate the mythic skins with the default highlight intro. But my favorite one has got to be with Kiriko's mythic skin, where her headband moves when it first appears on the screen, with the sun headband and then the moon headband and then serpents on her headband. It just looks really good and clean and plays into what Kiriko is supposed to represent with this mythic skin, which is the god of the sun. And that also feeds into one of my favorite color schemes for Kiriko, which is the gold and red color scheme. The other two aren't necessarily my favorite. They don't look bad, but I always find myself gravitating towards the gold and red. But with the other armor sets, specifically with her headband and even her hair pieces, I'm always playing around with it. But my favorite one has got to be her fox hairstyle, because this is just wild and crazy. I definitely don't use this a lot, but I feel like this one is definitely some people's favorites, specifically furries probably. The only thing that I would love to see customized with Kiriko's mythic skin is being able to change her fox's design. Now I understand we don't see it for that long, so to be able to make 3 different fox designs, or shoot, maybe even 2 would have been asking for a lot, because when you look at the kunai and even the papers, all those have different designs as well. But besides that slight desire for more customization with this skin, this one just looks absolutely stunning. My favorite part has got to be with her eyes, because, well, you guys know me, I love whenever they play with a hero's eyes, but especially just fill it out with a solid color, because it just really makes the skin pop. But especially with this skin with the gold or blue or purple eyes, it really pops with this skin. But speaking of colors, taking the number 2 spot is gonna be the Demi Mommy herself, Junker Queen, and her Zeus skin. It only makes sense to give the god of all Greek gods to the queen of all queens. There is nobody more deserving to represent Zeus than Junker Queen herself. And thank God they gave her this Zeus skin, because it looks so powerful. So hot too. Now the best part about Zeus Junk Queen has got to be her accessories. I mean, this is always my favorite part whenever Junk Queen gets a new skin, or just seeing what they decide to do with her scattergun, her knife, and her axe. And here they decide to have 2 separate themes, one being basically an eagle design and the second one being a lightning design. And with the scattergun, you have the bird's head at the tip with the wings coming down the barrel of the shaft, and then the knife, it has a lightning bolt, because Zeus is somebody that brings down the lightning to be able to kill his enemies. And then the axe, you have that same lightning design, but then an eagle axe. It's just so good and so fitting for Junker Queen. Then you have tons of different colors to choose from, where this is probably the only mythic skin where I truly think every single color scheme looks fantastic. The gold one is obviously a classic design because of the lightning bolt colors being yellow, but then you have a reddish pink design if you want a more playful look, and then you have an alternative of what lightning can also look like with the blue design. Now the armor that Zeus Junker Queen has is evidently a little bit lacking. This is the only issue with this skin, because you have 2 sets of armor and 2 sets of shoulder pads, but you can barely tell the difference between the shoulder pads and the armor. Well, you're always gonna have the Junker Queen exposing her 6-pack, because why wouldn't you? Why would you cover it up with the other armor set? What? Do you hate 6-pack mommy Greek gods? Like, what's wrong with you? But since Zeus's main thing is his lightning, of course you gotta have some sort of lightning effect, and this is what sets this mythic skin above all the other mythic skins in the past, in the present, and in the future, is the fact that whenever you throw your knife Gracie at an enemy and you make contact, lightning comes down from the heavens and strikes down on your enemy, really playing into the idea that this truly is Zeus, the god of all Greek gods. This skin was just 1 armor set away from claiming the number 1 spot, but that does not mean this is the best skin. Far from it. This is truly the closest that we will ever get to perfection when it comes to a mythic skin. But unfortunately, it's not the number 1 and the first mythic skin. Hot gamer boys, e-girls, and weebs everywhere, the best mythic skin of all time is gonna be Cyber Demon Genji. You knew it was gonna be somewhere on this list, and how could I not put it at the number 1 spot? It's the first mythic skin, and there's a reason for that. It's because Blizzard knew that this was gonna be one that influenced people to buy the Battle Pass just for mythic skins, especially the first mythic skin, because it just looks so menacing and cool. Genji was already a cool hero, so how can you make him cooler? Well, to give him an RGB effect with his dragon blade, with his shurikens, and even his armor. But they didn't stop there, because they opened the mask to expose a translucent digital green skull. Oh! With Cyber Demon, you have 3 different Yakuza tattoo designs on top of 3 different armor sets with skull design and a wolf Oni design and a ninja-like design, all of which plays nice in the 3 different color schemes with the classic RGB colorway and then the Miami Vice look and then Genji's classic green design. Like, you have so much customization that doesn't even end there if you want to look at the weaponry. My personal favorite one is the one with the flowers because I just love cherry blossoms and like fantastic with the different colors on the weapons. But you might think a different weapon design or a different armor set or color scheme looks better, and that's what I really like about not only Cyber Demon Genji but all Mythic skins, is that it really lends itself to really allow you to have your own personal skin finally. You know, say what you want about the cosmetics in Overwatch 2, but you cannot deny that Mythic skins look absolutely stunning. But I think that's also due to the fact that so many heroes already look cool. I mean, who's the coolest hero than someone like a cyborg ninja like Genji? Of course, they would give him the very first Mythic skin to introduce the idea of Mythic skins so that we can get hyped for every new season, because we know that we're going to be getting one of the dopest skins of all time. And come season 7, we're going to be getting Hanzo's Mythic skin, and even though I hate that guy with every inch of my being, I absolutely love his Mythic skins. And that's what's so great about skins like this, is that they can turn a hater into a slightly less hater. But comment down below what your favorite year 1 Mythic skin was, because it could be Cyber Demon, or maybe it was Galactic Emperor Sigma. It wasn't my favorite, and that's why I didn't make it on this list. But I will see you guys next year where we look at the top 5 best Mythic skins in year 2. But until then, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching more Overwatch 2 videos to come, and bye.